تهران دارم میرم به تهران تازه من بهار میاد گل به سبززار میاد در اومد جوونه ها دلم پر از بهونه ها بعد از اون جدایی ها عشق به من گفت که بیا عشق به من گفت که بیا ای بهار ای آسمون ای نمیرم به خونم و داد میزنم ای جان ای جان ای جان.
Apologies for the technical difficulties, everyone. We're trying to work through it and we will start everything soon. We're live now on Facebook. Welcome to our celebration. Can anyone see the video? It seems like we're frozen. Is anyone able to see it?
No, it's also frozen here too.
I'm so sorry. I'm trying to communicate with our technical team, but it seems like it's not coming through. I apologize.
You'll have to dance in the meantime.
We're going to welcome everyone as we... We may have to just... Apologies for the videos. It seems like the team is texting. It's not working. I do apologize. We ran through earlier this afternoon and it was working fine, but it looks like it's not working at the moment. So we have about a few minutes before everyone joins us. Not all the guests are here yet. I'm just going to stop sharing the page from my side. So while the team is working on this, we'll see if they're able to get it working for us again. My name is Tahir Danish. On behalf of Persia Educational Foundation, I wish to welcome all of you to the virtual celebration that was organized by a Barnet councillor who is one of the most active supporters of the Iranian community, Councillor Golnar Bokaei, who has been kind enough to organize most of the program for today and collaborate with Persia to present this event this afternoon. As I mentioned earlier, we had a major run through today technically to make sure everything is working, but it looks like the team that's been working on presenting the videos is having technical difficulty. And once again, my apologies for that. The reason why we are presenting this event this afternoon is actually there are a number of reasons. One is that we had hoped to organize a community event for all the Iranians and lovers of Iranian culture and Persian culture in London earlier this year. And we had hoped to hold it here in Barnet, which is home to the largest population of Persian speakers and Iranians in London. Unfortunately, due to the lockdown and the restrictions that have been set in place for our own safety, we were unable to pursue the plans made earlier this year. Just a few days ago, we then decided to see if we could present everything virtually. It has been a labor of love. We thank you for your patience as we work through everything, and we hope that you're able to enjoy this afternoon's program. We are incredibly blessed to be joined by a number of amazing individuals. In addition to Councillor Bokaei, we have the Honorable Mayoress of Barnet, a number of other councillors, and wonderful residents of this borough who are artistically talented and celebrated for what they contribute to society, as well as some of the residents who wish to be with us this afternoon. As I mentioned earlier, apologies for the technical difficulties. The team is still working to see if we can make it work. But the plan had been to start with the music videos and then hand over to Councillor Bokaei, who is going to welcome everyone to the program. So perhaps we're going to start a little bit earlier than planned, a few minutes earlier than planned. And I believe Councillor Bokaei is here. And perhaps with your permission, then it would be wonderful to hand over the program to her to begin this afternoon's virtual celebration, bringing Nowruz from our hearts and our homes to yours. Councillor Bokaei, it would be wonderful to have you join us at this point and to begin the program. Is that all right with you? You need to unmute yourself, Golnarjan. We can't hear you. Wonderful.
Sorry. Good evening, everybody. I was thinking about tonight last night, and I put some notes together that I would like to share with you. Thank you for joining us tonight to celebrate with us Nowruz, the Persian New Year. I would like to thank you all for taking the time out to join us and be part of this celebration and the turn of the century marking the year 1400 in Iran, which makes the celebration even more important as Nowruz put behind itself yet another century. Originally, I had planned to hold an outdoor event to celebrate with you all, but due to current restrictions that we are facing, it was not possible. And here we are, so blessed with advanced technology, enabling us to organize a virtual celebration so that we can be united today. The purpose of this event was to bring us together, if not in person, online, and to promote Nowruz as a recognized celebration in Britain, and to educate other communities about this festive new year. And hopefully in the near future to ensure that Nowruz is recognized alongside other New Years in Britain and become part of the country's calendar. Lastly, we can see that pandemic has taught us how to work together for the benefit of all, regardless of who we are and where we come from, and has awakened a very strong sense of togetherness. We should embrace this togetherness and continue to help each other after the pandemic is over, so that we can have a prosperous and successful society which would ensure that our children and grandchildren have a good life. So please help when you can and hold hands of the individuals in need and do not wait to be asked. I know these are difficult times, especially for those people living alone, and shielding and not being able to spend their special times with their loved ones. For this reason, I am proud and honored to be able to unite all of us tonight to celebrate Nowruz 1400. I am lucky that I live in London Borough of Barnet and have the support of prominent people within the borough to bring this program to you, and have pleasure of some of them actually being with us tonight. To conclude, please let's use the start of the spring and coming of the Nowruz and the turn of the century about the art of giving, the art of helping each other and giving to those in need and in hard time. Now I stop and I wish you a good day today.
Thank you very much, Councillor Bokaei. Thank you again for bringing your amazing energy to Persia and to initiate this collaboration so that we ensure that this wonderful moment in our history, the turn of a new century, is marked with a great deal of joy and celebration and well wishes for everyone around us. We are incredibly pleased to welcome our mayoress, Her Worship Mayoress Carolyn Stock. She was born and raised right here in Barnet. She holds a PhD and works in the area of IVF. She's a member of a variety of community organizations that support wonderful causes, ranging from children's health to safety, policing, shelter, wildlife, conservation, and the arts, sculpture, photography, and silverwork. She's incredibly talented and very busy. She recently undertook a diploma in art and design. Our wonderful mayoress is married to Richard Stock, and they have 2 children, and they live very close. I'm lucky enough to be living very close to them. So we're incredibly happy to have her here today and to hear from her about the Festival of Nowruz and life for everyone in Barnet, including the Persian-speaking and Iranian community. Welcome to our gathering. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. I think I wish I took that down, that little biography. Anyway, I'm going to start with really one of, I'm very, very honoured to be here today. That's the first thing. And I think, Olna, what you've done is fantastic to bring everyone together. It's such an important thing to celebrate. And I think one of my favourite memories of when I was younger, when I was at school, was hearing from my friend, and she used to tell me about this incredible celebration of the Persian New Year. And at this time of year, she would bring in copious amounts of delicious, amazing smelling delicacies for all of us to try. And lots of those tastes actually, because I'm obviously very old, were really very unusual in the UK. There weren't the even things like avocados. I mean, not that that was what you have, but they were very unusual when I was younger, and they were a real delicacy. But one thing that the mother made for us was faluda. And it's something that has lasted. That taste is just so, I recommend everybody, and I don't know where you can get it in this country, but it was one of the sort of things of my childhood. So it's fantastic. And maybe Golni will have to give me a recipe. And my friend would describe really also the craziness that happens at this time of year in her household. And she would say that the whole family would join in cleaning every single part of the house. And this was something that really intrigued me at the time, because in Jewish households, that's exactly the same thing that happens. At Passover, all the families clean every single part. It's very interesting for spring, I suppose. And in this country, we've got this thing, spring cleaning. So that's something that is interesting. And I'm sure, hopefully, I know that Ghana said that you will be maybe describing some of your the reasons why behind what you do today. And another thing that my friend used to tell me about, which I hope you'll be able to inform me about today, is jumping over a bonfire. And that sounded very dangerous to me, but she used to say her whole family used to do that. So I'm very intrigued about the practice, and hopefully you'll explain that. And I think it's really important today that we come together because this festival has such ancient roots, as you said, how old it is today. And I'm really, really pleased that in 2016, the festival was actually added to the UNESCO representative list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity. And it recognises this celebration, which really is quite remarkable. It's been 3 millennia of changing regimes and of religions. And so it's incredible that it's actually managed, like a lot of the old religions and faiths, it's somehow managed to be passed from one generation to another. And I feel very proud that we can celebrate together in Barnet in freedom. And that's a very important thing, in freedom. And Barnet has, as you said, one of the largest communities in England. And the Borough of Barnet is immensely proud that we can actually have you here with us and share like your festival today. And it's also wonderful in our borough, which is, as you know, one of the largest, most populous of the boroughs, that really and truly that we can live together. And I think I wanted to say, and Golden, you did just now say a little bit about this, but that we acknowledge today about COVID and the individuals and the organisations that have come together in this absolutely terrible time. And one of the things, I sit on a number of groups, and one of them, it very clearly shows that the Iranian community have been at the front line during COVID. And I'm not sure everyone knows that, not only for their volunteer groups, but also for medically trained staff and other individuals who've really added their expertise in so many fields. You come to this country like so many people and only added to it. So may I wish you really, all of you, a healthy and happy Nowruz. And I looked it up, it says Nowruz Mubarak. And that's what I wish you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here, for this lovely message, for sharing your memories of your encounters with this culture. It's really an added blessing to bring together the head of our community, in a way, our mayoress, to bless us on this fantastic historic occasion. Thank you again for being here. We're also blessed to have a number of other individuals who are helping to shape our life here in Barnet. Our next presenter is the member of our parliament, who has kindly agreed to be here with us this afternoon. Our MP Offord holds also a PhD in geography and was first elected in the Hendon area of Barnet in the year 2010. In the UK Parliament, he has been a member of the Environmental Audit Select Committee since December of 2012. Although he's a Christian by faith, he's married to a West Berkshire councillor. Dr. Offord is an officer of the Conservative Friends of Israel and has helped to establish the Holocaust Memorial Day. So it's a pleasure to have him with us, someone who's dedicated to the diversity of this community. And I hope that he's able to speak now. I don't see his ID anywhere, but our dear MP, if you're here with us, please join us. And Golnarjan, do you see him anywhere? I don't see our MP anywhere. Maybe he hasn't been able to connect, or maybe he's been disconnected. So
Can I just say what I'll do is I have his number. I'll try and ring him and see if I can get hold of him. All right, I'll do that.
I saw his ID a few seconds ago, but I think he might have.
Oh, okay. Okay, so he's.
So if you'd like to give him a call, please do. That's wonderful. But I guess this is part of the challenge of doing everything virtually. We've been working on the details of this event for about 48 hours to make sure everything goes smoothly. But as Murphy's Law goes, last second, things could change. So while perhaps we are waiting for our MP to rejoin us, if it's okay, then we will go ahead with a few remarks by one of the wonderful members of the British Iranian community, who happens to be a Londoner. And we don't have the pleasure of having her here in Barnet, but we're incredibly proud to have her as a trustee of the Persia Educational Foundation. We're very lucky to have her. Our dear Dori Donahiri is a seed investor in startup companies. She founded and is the managing director of DDH Consultants, a strategy and marketing consultancy for growth through innovation, which is a major priority for the UK government and our future at the moment. Dear Dori is a former director of and founder of Acrostics, an investment banking firm, and Eden Ventures. Dori maintains an active role in a number of important charities in the UK, and she also serves as an advisor on a number of boards. She holds an MBA from Bath University, and she's the vice chair and trustee of the Persia Educational Foundation. We're incredibly happy to have her despite her very busy schedule, and welcome, Dori John. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you so much, Wahida John, for this wonderful, wonderful introduction. I hope you can all hear me. First of all, it's to say that Happy Nowruz to everyone, not only to Persians and Farsi-speaking people around the world, but to everyone from any nationality, as Nowruz celebrations goes really beyond particular nations who share common language and traditions. Nowruz is the celebration of the arrival of spring. Spring brings with it a message of hope and joyfulness as we feel it breathing the air, watching the blossoms opening, colors emerging from the gray colors of the winter. We've bid goodbye to the year that passed. We did it through our delightful Chorshambe Suri celebration by jumping over the fire that our ancestors have admired and respected throughout the centuries. The fire that has never died in the darkest hours of our long history. This fire brings message of love and liveliness and repels lethargy and laziness. We jump over the fire, wishing to acquire the warmth, the energy, and vigor from it, shedding our fatigue and stupor of a year exhausted and worn out. Chorshambe Suri prepares us to look forward to the challenges that the new year brings. We feel the energy in our body and soul. We welcome in Nowruz the new adventure with positive attitude, knowing we will overcome any obstacles with the fire within us and in our hearts. And now for Nowruz, because obviously I was asked to explain a little bit. We prepare a table, and I'm sitting on my Hafsin table. I hope you can see it. And we prepare a table called Hafsin with different items, the produce of the earth, such as wheat, lentils, grown to green, as you can see the grass, spices, fruits, and also flowers, and flame from candles. All these are homage to the earth and tribute to all that it offers us. Now I'd like to say a few words again about what goes on the Hafsin table. There are many views about the reasons for the items on the table and what they symbolize, whether they start with the letter S or share, or are they 7 or more. But I'd like to share with you and all our viewers that in my view, Nowruz table is not limited to the sounding of a letter or a number of the items on it. It goes beyond that. The origin of it goes back to Zarathustra and is based in a rural society, an agricultural one. People gathered together to merry-make, to celebrate what they had, and to share their happy moments in spring. This is particularly important in our time, with all the necessary attention towards the environment and all the efforts we have to make to keep our beautiful blue planet loving and healthy as time goes on. It's been loving us for millions of years. Zarathustra's message emphasizes the importance of nature, and the entire Nowruz celebration is gratitude towards our loving planet. It's heartening to see that there are so many other organizations apart from Persia Education that have started to promote Persian culture and bring together Persian families, particularly the young ones from diaspora, to get acquainted with our language, literature, culture, and history. So just a few words before I go to Harijan about Persia Education. Established many years ago by visionary Iranians in the UK with the belief that only through education, individuals and communities can reach their true potential whilst protecting their rich heritage and culture. And accessing education and training is the universal right of every single human being. We put particular emphasis on advancement of women as mothers and first educators, and youth to create peace and prosperity. And on that note, I thank you again for asking me to speak and say a few words, and I wish everybody and their family a very happy Nowruz. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dorijan. Thank you for your explanation of this ancient traditional festival, as well as the vision and mission of Persia. At this point, with your permission, I'm assured by our technical team that we would be able to enjoy together a piece of music that has been recently produced along with a video welcoming spring, which Nowruz demarks as the first day of spring. So I'm going to attempt to see if we can actually make this happen, and I beg for your patience and forgiveness if it doesn't. Let's see if it works this time, and if not, we will go on to the other parts of the program.
It is almost time, a time for a new beginning, and millions of people all around the world are counting the moments until Nowruz, the Persian New Year and the first day of spring. It is a time for family, it is time for friends, and it is a time to celebrate love and life. تقریبا داره زمانش میرسه، زمان برای آغاز دوباره و میلیون ها نفر در سر تا سر دنیا در حال لحظه شماری هستند از نوروز، سال نو ایرانی، اولین روز از بهار، زمانی برای خانواده، زمانی برای دوستان و زمانی برای جشن گرفتن و عشق و زندگی. نوروزتون پیروز. به تو ای باد صبا میدهمت پیغامی این پیامی است که از دوست به یار آمده است بهار آمده است بهار آمده است
Keep that the front.
شاد باشید در این عید و در این سال جدید آرزویی است که از دوست به یار آمده است بهار آمده است بهار آمده است بهار آمده است بهار
Thank you very much. Apparently this time it worked. So apologies again for the technical difficulties earlier in the program that we couldn't play the music, but it looks like this one worked. Thank God for that. At this point, we have a presentation about the significance of have seen. Gulnarjan, would you like to say a few words about the person presenting? I think our counselor is not with us. So we have a video presentation by Dr. Oranus, who has kindly put together a presentation about the significance of have seen. So we're going to try to attempt, again, technically, please forgive us if it doesn't work, but we're going to try to attempt to make this work. And we hope that you enjoy this presentation that she has so lovingly put together with Councillor Bokaei. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be going through. Can you check into it? We're very sorry, but it seems like it's not working. I do apologize. It is not working, but we will make sure that we put it on our Facebook page, and it is there for everyone to see. Apologize for the technical difficulties. It looks like our system is being compromised somehow. We're not quite sure why. It was working earlier, but the system is now being compromised, and we're very sorry for that. Gulnarjan, would you like to say a few words then again about have seen? Sorry, you're muted. We can't hear you. Sorry about that.
Hi, I have the video. I can put the sound on, so at least it can come out and people can hear it.
Sure, that would be wonderful. Sorry about that, everyone. Again, our compromise, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Thank you for joining. Good evening. Thank you for joining in this virtual celebration of Nowruz. I'm here to give you some background and information about Nowruz celebration. Persian culture is one of the richest ones in the world and has profoundly influenced other cultures too. Iran is normally referred to as the cradles of civilization, and its impact on different regions and traditions is still observable. One of the most beautiful customs, which has been celebrated for over 3,000 years, is Nowruz, meaning new day. Today is Nowruz, the Iranian New Year, also known as the Persian New Year. First day of spring in the northern hemisphere, occurring on the vernal equinox, which takes place around 20th or 21st of March. Nowruz is a period of celebration marking the start of the new year and typically lasting 13 days. Nowruz was shaped by people of Zoroastrian faith, an ancient Iranian religion, which is believed to be the world's oldest religion, that influenced late religions including Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. King Jamshid, who was the world-ruling Shah of Persian legend, marked the beginning of spring when earth began to blossom after a healing period of winter as the start of the new year, a time of new beginning for people and earth. The United Nations General Assembly recognized the International Day of Nowruz in 2010, describing it as a spring festival of Iranian origin, which has been celebrated over 3,000 years in Western, Central, and Southern Asia, as well as some parts of Europe. Countries that officially celebrate Nowruz are Iran, Azerbaijan, Turkmenistan, Iraq, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Mongolia, Kosovo, Albania, Afghanistan, Kazakhstan, and Georgia. Meanwhile, several other regions and countries across the world also celebrate the coming of spring, including people in Western China, Southern Turkey, and many areas of South Russia. Before Nowruz begins, on the last Wednesday before the New Year, Chahar Shanbe Suri is celebrated to cast away the misfortunes of the past year. Participants jump over bonfires with songs and gestures. A popular one, Zardi man az to, Surkhi to az man, translates to, may my sickly pallor be yours and your red glow be mine. The phrase symbolizes trading in the color yellow, which represents sickness, to red, which represents a sign of health. A major part of the New Year celebration involves setting the half scene, also known as the 7S, letter S in English. The traditional table setting includes 7 symbolic objects that all begin with the letter Sin in the Persian alphabet, S in the English alphabet. These 7 items usually are samanu, sweet pudding made of wheat, which symbolizes power and strength. Serke, which is vinegar, symbolizes age and patience. Senjet, dried fruit from lotus tree, which symbolizes love. Sumak symbolizes the color of sunrise. Sabze, sprouted wheatgrass, which symbolizes rebirth and growth. Seer, which is garlic, symbolizes medicine and health. Seeb, apple, symbolizes health and beauty. There are also additional items that include mirror, a symbol of self-reflection. Painted eggs, a symbol of fertility. Coins, a symbol of wealth and prosperity. Hyacinth, a symbol of spring arrival. Fish, a symbol of life. There is also a myth and common belief that at Tahvil Sal, the fish senses the change and gets excited and starts moving vigorously. At the exact moment of the new year, known as Tahvil Sal, families hug and kiss each other, wishing one another a happy new year. Cash, coins, and gold are given as gifts, usually from the adults to the children. From then onwards, for the next 12 days, friends and families visit each other and exchange gifts, as mentioned earlier. On the 13th day, known as Sizde Bedar, it's typical for families to spend the day outside, going to the parks for a picnic, since it's believed that remaining indoors will bring misfortune. Another tradition involves throwing sabze, which is the green sprouts, into rivers and lakes to symbolize the rebirth of plants and the end of the new festivities. There is another myth that before throwing sabze into rivers and lakes, the single women and men tie up strands of sprouts, wishing by the next new year to be married and start a family. And the saying is, Sal dige khune shohar bache baghal. Thank you for being with us and thank you for listening.
Well,
Thank you very much.
that was what I could put together without having the video. And I hope that people managed to see the 7 scenes that I was trying to show. I think I hand it back to you for the next program.
Thank you very much for putting together such a wonderful presentation and explanation of this tradition. Thank you to Dr. Oranos as well. And at this point, with your permission, we're going to have a couple of pieces of music, folklore and classical music, by a young performer named Dide Rohani. She was born in a musical family 7 years ago. She started learning piano with her father at the age of 4 and has since performed in many concerts, festivals, and competitions. She has won several awards and prizes from Canada, USA, Italy, Germany, Hungary, and the UK. She's a year 2 student at the North London Collegiate School. So thank you, Dide, for joining us. Thank you very much, Dide. Thank you for your performance. Happy Nowruz to you and your family, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
At this point, we have a wonderful presentation arranged by Councillor Bokaei. That is a video by Mr. Bailey, who has been a member of the London Assembly since 2016 and a Conservative candidate for the coming London mayor election. He was born in Kensington and studied computer-aided engineering. In 2006, he co-founded a charity to assist young people and later worked as a researcher for the Center for Policy Studies. He served as the special advisor on youth and crime from 2010 to 2013. He's married and a father of 2 young children. Councillor Bokaei had arranged for him to be with us, but unfortunately, due to another commitment, he's been kind enough to arrange a video to be presented here. I'm not again sure with the technical difficulties we're having that this would work, but certainly we can play the voice as Councillor Bokaei kind of suggested, and it will again be made available publicly on the site following the live cast right now on Facebook. Let's see if this works.
Oh, my name's Sean Bailey and I'm your Conservative candidate for Mayor of London. And I just wanted to say Happy Persian New Year, Nowruz Mubarak. And as we know, this is a joyful time of year where we celebrate a fresh start, moving forward, looking to move into the new year to celebrate spring and have a happy, prosperous time. And I know that Barnet is one of the biggest Persian communities in all of London. And I wanted to take this time to celebrate the massive contribution you make to what it is to be a Londoner, to the fabric of London, and just the sheer joy of living in this city. Your immense contributions in business, in medicine, and the arts is deeply appreciated by me and many, many Londoners across the city. Because of course, London is a crossroads. It is a place where many communities come and meet for the first time and grow and live and love together. And that's exactly the kind of city hall I will be building, where I invite everybody in to learn all we can about our respective cultures and backgrounds. And I'll work with every community because it's a joy and it's what makes London special. So Nowruz Mubarak to everybody. Look forward to the optimism of the new year. Look forward to that fresh start that we'll be having in London. Nowruz Peruz.
Thank you very much to Mr. Sean Bailey and to Councillor Bokaei for arranging this. We wish him every luck, as well as all the candidates who are aiming to continue improving life for Londoners everywhere. At this moment, we're very blessed and delighted to welcome another guest arranged by Councillor Bokaei, another one of the Barnet councillors, a young and active councillor, Roberto Whedon Sanchez. He is a councillor and a Conservative candidate for Barnet and Camden in the London Assembly. He grew up in North London and has been an international youth charity worker and a volunteer officer for the Met Office. He spends his free time volunteering as a local primary school governor, at a soup kitchen for the homeless, and with a charity which takes people with mental and physical disabilities on holidays. It is a pleasure to welcome you, Councillor.
Thank you very much, and it's a real privilege to be here and join you all. I feel very humbled to follow such a distinguished line of speakers, and particularly a very talented pianist. I wish I was as talented when I was learning the piano as a child, but it's obviously a very different Nowruz this year to what we're used to. I've had the pleasure of joining celebrations in the Houses of Commons in Parliament for Nowruz in previous years, and I am very much missing Baba Nowruz this year. I have a terrible sweet tooth, so the lack of baklava is a difficult one for me. But it's I'm sure you're very much making it up, and I'm learning so much about the holiday that I didn't know before. As I think Sean mentioned in his speech, we're blessed here in Barnet to be a very diverse, welcoming and multicultural borough, and to have, I believe, the largest, if not one of the largest communities of Persians in all of London. So it's, it's a big occasion, I'm sure, for many of us across Barnet. And I'd like to echo as well the words that our mayor, Councillor Stock, said earlier, about it being a festival of happiness and love, but also of taking a moment to think about the freedom. And in my work as obviously a candidate for Camden and Barnet, I've done and come across the case, obviously the very sad case of Nazanin Zaghari Radcliffe, who the government has been working to try and get her back so she can be with her daughter and husband. And I pray and I hope that this government will continue to work and will hopefully succeed, so that next year she will be able to celebrate Nowruz with her family, as we have all been doing. So thank you very much all for inviting me. I wish you all Nowruz Mubarak, and I very much look forward to hopefully us all being able to celebrate again in person next year when the restrictions are lifted and where we can continue to celebrate and have a lot more joy and make a lot more noise together. Nowruz Piruz.
Thank you very much, Councillor. It's been such an amazing experience to witness this initiative by Councillor Bokaei, bringing all of you amazing individuals who are making a difference in everyone's lives here to this virtual gathering. We wish you a great deal of success, and inshallah on other occasions there will be an opportunity to deal with your sweet tooth as well and make sure you have treats in person. Thank you again. At this point, we have a young couple, two Barnetters who are stars in London's West End, a husband and wife team. Hani Rohani is an award-winning British Iranian soprano who recently returned to the West End singing the title role in Puccini's Tosca. She has received an Olivier nomination. She is a multi-award winner from a number of different significant places around the world. And she is at the moment working hard to establish a new venture to make music available to more individuals in Barnet and beyond. She is married to an Italo-Australian who's also a lead singer in Eric Levy's Era, the live experience, and also in the West End double bill of Tosca and La Bohème, a recital in the 2017 award-winning Verdi Festival in Parma, Italy, and performing operatic scenes for English National Opera, Scottish Opera, and Welsh National Operas. So we are very glad to welcome you both, Robert and Hani, and wish to thank you for accepting to bring these performances to add to the wonderful events that Councillor Bokaei has put together. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us. Happy Nowruz,
Happy
everybody.
Nowruz.
Today we've just prepared two very sweet romantic duets. The first one is from the final scene in Act 1 of La Bohème, the Bohemian, set in Paris. It's a romantic night. It's very cold, but everything changes when their two worlds collide and magic happens very quickly, as you will see. And then the second piece is Love Unspoken from Franz Lehar's The Merry Widow. These two characters are playing cat and mouse through the whole show, but towards the end of the show, they realize they can't hide their true feelings, and you will see how they express that. So we'll start with La Bohème.
O soave fanciulla, o dolce viso, di vite circonfusa al manular. star qui, c'è freddo fuori. E al ritorno,
Curioso,
dammi il braccio mia piccina,
obbedisco, Signor.
che m'ami di.
Io do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now let's go to a slightly funnier song.
And if you know the chorus, please sing along.
We expect some humming.
Mm.
Lots of mms.
Lots of humming.
And you'll know. We'll direct you.
Love unspoken, faith unbroken, all night through. Strings are playing, hear them saying, love me too. Now the echo answers, say you want me to. All worlds in love with love, and I love you.
Just look into my eyes and see the love that flies. Here in this heart of mine, I know forever it is thine. As the music starts to swell, it really seems as if it tells the tale I told you. I love you so.
Can I hear the humming?
Say you want me to. All the world's in love with love, and I love you.
Well, happy Nowruz, everyone. This year is doubly special because it's not just a new spring, but it's a new century. So we wish you all the best in this fantastic new year that's going to be upon us. And we hope that it brings lots and lots of love and happiness. So please sing along. Ready?
Let's bring in this new century.
Now the echo answers, say you want me to. All the world's in love with love, and
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's a pleasure to have you. We used to pay so much to come and see on the West End, and here you are. Thank you very much for joining
It's
us.
our pleasure.
Our
Thank you for
pleasure.
having us.
Thank you.
Councillor Bokaei, I just saw a quick text. Our dear MP is with us.
I've heard that he's logging in. I don't know, I can't see if he has, but he is logging in. So, I hope
He's not here. What would you like to do? Would you like to then, would you like to deliver your remarks now while we wait? As soon as he's in, of course.
we can, let me just, I don't know what happened here. Sorry, things are happening on my computer.
Ivana Jan, شما بفرمایید. If you wish, this is your time now. Someone named Nushin K logging in. Oh, I don't think that's
no, that Matthew would be as Matthew offered if he shows up. I'm sure he will. He told me he would. What I was going to say is that perhaps we can put some festivity music a little bit to cheer up the mood. And if Matthew comes and join us, then we can ask him to say a few words. I'm sure he will. Yeah.
Sure, but because of the technical, because our system is, we're actually being attacked. That's why we're not able to.
Oh.
That's why we weren't able to do the music in the beginning. So I don't want to risk losing the Zoom if.
But shall we see if people have any questions for the time being that they would like to ask until we see if Matthew logs in?
Sure. As soon as he comes in. But Councillor Bokaei, would you like to say a few words, because this is your time now in the program to speak? Is there anything you wish to share?
I just think that we are lucky in England. We have such a multicultural society, and we have so many people that I've come across, apart from Iranians, that celebrate Nowruz. Like I'm in touch with Afghani communities and other people who celebrate Nowruz, even from Eastern Europe countries. And my hope is that I find a way to lobby this so that we can have Nowruz in the calendar, as I said before, so it's recognized alongside all these public holidays that various communities have within British calendar. And it's not just because of my Iranian origin, but it's because the fact that Nowruz has been so long with us, has been with us from way before a lot of other celebrations have come across to have a part, across our path. So I think it's very important to recognize it's the fact that it's very ancient, and the fact that it has actually given root to many of the religions and many of the celebrations today. And that's why I wanted this program to be aired. As you know, we were trying to do it in an open space and have as many people, and obviously it would have been much more different because once you are there and you see things are more tangible. So looking at the Hafseen like this, or actually being there and seeing the atmosphere, seeing the ambience, seeing how people are celebrating, the dances, the happiness, the children, it will make a huge difference. So this is by far not much representative of Nowruz. As much as I have tried, and you have tried to put things together, it's those who have been with me through various Nowruz celebrations with charities that I've attended, and there are quite a few of them here tonight. They know that it's very different, and it's very jolly and a happy, very happy occasion, and opening of the new season, new spring, and the new year. I think that's about it.
Thank you very much again. As I mentioned in the beginning, it's been a pleasure to join your initiative and to help host this virtual celebration. Hopefully, in the coming years, there will be the opportunity again to do things in person. in our community, in our community centers, in our schools, community schools all over London, including here in Barnet. But we want to thank you, Councillor Bokaei. We want to thank the Mayoress, Councillor William Sanchez, our Councillor Gorung is here but hasn't spoken, and also our dear MP who hasn't been able to join yet, unfortunately. Maybe perhaps like Mr. Bailey, he would wish to share something through video that we will gladly then include in social media. But huge thanks to all of you for being here today. Huge thanks to our performers, Honey, Robert, Dide, Dr. Oranus, Dory, and our dear councillors and our MP, and most of all, Councillor Bokaei for arranging and initiating this wonderful celebration. Thank you for being here. We wish you a wonderful Nowruz, all of the great programs that have been put together by the councillor and colleagues. Sorry, there was one person that was unmuted. Thank you very much, and we wish you a happy Nowruz. We hope to see you again, both on our social media and in future occasions with Councillor Bokaei. Thank you, everyone, and have a good night.
Thank you. Bye.